जिस घर में शिफ्ट हो रहा हूँ उस घर को लेके काफ़ी कंट्रोवर्सी हो रही है और वैसे तो जिस घर में मैं जा रहा हूँ वो एक 5 कमरे का घर है, लेकिन कल से मेरे कई चाहने वाले, मेरे दोस्त और हमारे जो पार्टी के सपोर्टर्स हैं उन लोगों के मेरे पास फ़ोन आए, उन लोगों के और जो जनता के भी फ़ोन आए, उनके मैसेजेस आए और उन्हें लगा कि मुझे ऐसे घर में नहीं जाना चाहिए। तो मैं ये दोनों घर छोड़ रहा हूँ और मैं सरकार को बोलूँगा कि वो मेरे लिए कोई और इससे भी छोटे घर ढूंढने की कोशिश करे। तब तक मैं गाजियाबाद से काम करूँगा। हमें तो वो कहते हैं ना सीजर्स वाइफ, तो वही वाली बात है, हमें तो उसके लिए तैयार रहना पड़ेगा। वी हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट स्क्रूटिनी।
Because at that time, 5 rooms were too much. In 2014, 9 years later, 4.5 acres proved insufficient. Forget about scrutiny. Ravi Srivastava is going to accuse us of doing our job, saying that, we have taken this. Well, if the BJP was so keen, viewers, about giving us documents, they would have given it to the entire media, viewers. We are getting calls from all our other media companies saying, can you give us these documents? If that was the case. And also they would have filed a case straight off against Mr. Kejriwal. Yes, Ishkaran Bhandari wants to come in and Tehseen Punawala.
This
10
news,
seconds, yes.
just 10 seconds. That's why I said this is a genuine exclusive after a long while based on documents. If the documents were not right, they would have by now filed 100 cases on you of defamation.
Absolutely, sir. Tehseen Punawala, yes.
I always say on your show, one is either pregnant or non-pregnant, not half pregnant. Are these documents real or artificial, as Ishkaran put it? It's not about how times now, and they've got this exclusively, got it. But the fact is it real or no? Because if it wasn't, you guys who are exposed to go in court would be in court against time.
Sir, a statutory body, go on the net. The Delhi Urban Arts Commission, a statutory body, viewers. We got our documents from there, I'll say it to you. The statutory body, through some enterprising work, asked Mr. Kejriwal, why are you misleading us about the scope of work? The plans that they submitted to a statutory body, without whose permission even the MCD cannot give you clearances, viewers. That body asked. It's a body that has been set up by an act of parliament. Please go and check. Making a full disclosure tonight, viewers. It hurts. It hurts. But I'm not going to let them get under my skin. And neither will I change, viewers, because of their nastiness. But viewers, there's another very big story, and it's a story about really accountability. In the last debate, you heard how we don't ask the ruling government dispensation tough questions. Well, that is also going to be answered tonight. Wrestling champions, the nation's pride, the stars who brought laurels to the country on international podiums are out on the streets demanding justice 3 months after they began their fight against Wrestling Federation of India chief. Finally, we are told an FIR will be filed against Brij Bhushan. This assurance has been given by the Delhi police in the Supreme Court, no less, and Times Now learns that the FIR could be filed by this evening. Sources also say that though there is no immediate possibility of Brij Bhushan's arrest, he's likely to be called for questioning in the matter next week. The wrestlers have vowed to continue their protest till the WFI chief is not arrested. Remember, 7 women wrestlers had filed police complaints on April 21, and when the FIR was not filed, they approached the Supreme Court seeking the registration of the case. Under the law, viewers, when women complain about sexual misdemeanors, a case has to be immediately registered and FIR has to be filed. That didn't happen. Today, the Delhi police is assuring the Supreme Court it's going to happen. They said it was going to happen by 6 o'clock. It's 38 minutes past 8. I'm not sure. We're going to wait for word if that has actually taken place or not, and exactly what the charges will be against Mr. Brij Bhushan ji, and viewers, most importantly, very importantly, whether it will include crimes under POCSO, because he is accused by these wrestlers in written complaints to the police of sexual misdemeanors against minor. Now, viewers, let's open this up because some fundamental questions need to be asked. And there is a lot of talk coming in from the government minister who's questioning the timing of this protest, linking it to elections. There is also, of course, viewers, other questions being asked about whether this entire protest has been at the behest of some politicians. Other top athletes have stepped in and said this is unseemly. It's not a good thing to be protesting like this. An inquiry commission has been set up. The members of that inquiry commission are actually talking to these athletes. So why are they out there? So there are a lot of responses also coming in. Committee report was biased, says the wrestlers' body. Other questions are, why are majority of wrestlers not protesting? The timing, as I told you. What's the issue when oversight panel is in touch with protesters? Remember, they called off their last after they realized that, okay, an oversight panel had been set up. So let me just begin this. Let me first begin with Rahul Mehra. Rahul Mehra, it does seem odd. The police dragged their feet over filing an FIR. You're a lawyer. I want you to explain to us why this is a problem. Because the police say we just can't file FIRs at the drop of a hat. There has to be some proof, something. We need to investigate this, etc., etc. Why is the police wrong, as the protesters are alleging?
Well, I think all the police needs to do is look at just one judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, Lalita Kumari, and which they are fully aware of because it's quoted in the courts almost in every other case where similar activities are done. The judgment very clearly spells out two things. Number one, that if there is a commission of a cognizable offense which has been alleged in a complaint, the police has no business to question the veracity, the truthfulness, or the genuineness of that complaint. And there is a statutory duty of the police officer concerned, in this case, the station house officer of that particular police station where the complaint has been lodged, to immediately register an FIR. The judgment also spells out as indicative cases in which some preliminary inquiry can be done. And those are of the nature of commercial disputes, family disputes, matrimonial disputes, surely not serious offenses of the kind which have been alleged out here where a minor is alleging sexual harassment at her workplace. So therefore, the police is fully aware. Obviously, the police has its hands tied up because in Delhi, as we all know, the Delhi police reports directly to the ruling party at the center. And therefore, this particular individual is a 5 times MP of BJP, a very senior political functionary of the ruling party. And there is no question and there is no doubt in anybody's mind today that he's being protected, he's being shielded, and the powers that be are the ones which are coming to, in a way, help him. Number two, that judgment also refers to that in case the police officer fails to discharge his statutory duty in registering a case of the kind of a complaint where commission of cognizable offense is disclosed, then under section 166A, he has to be, an FIR has to be registered against the defaulting police officer. So therefore, not only that the police is in connivance right now and is looking the other way, and therefore it really opens up the debate whether Delhi police is the right investigating agency to even investigate this matter, having shown their clear bias in the matter of not investigating. But more importantly, will it also indict its own police officer, in this case, the station house officer of the concerned police station, and register an FIR against their own men?
Well, let me bring in Vaibhav Agarwal of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is a question that is being asked by just about everybody, especially women rights groups, that you swear to protect the rights of women, sir. Mr. Agarwal, whether these accusations are right or wrong, that will be determined later. I'm asking you at the very first step, why has the police not still register an FIR despite the Lalita Kumari judgment, which I independently also researched, viewers. So this judgment exists. Everybody is talking about this laxity. Is Brij Bhushan being given a long rope because it's inconvenient to go after him? He actually is from Uttar Pradesh. They say he has great pockets of influence over 2 or 3 parliamentary seats, several Vidhan Sabha seats. Therefore, he's above it. He's above
Rahul,
it.
good evening.
And secondly, sir, I haven't finished. Secondly, if it was that easy, then why didn't the police do what it is telling the Supreme Court 5 days later?
Rahul, good evening. I'll tell you there are 2 sides of the coin. Now, the moment we bring in politics in between the rule of law, then we are any which way starting with the perception that this entire thing and why should this entire matter be skewed?
But where is the politics?
Side?
One second,
Of
Mr.
course,
Agarwal,
Rahulji,
the police is supposed to file an FIR.
Rahulji, 1 second. See, Rahul, you'll need to allow me to speak. Rahulji opened his statement. He did not talk of law, and I've debated with Rahul before as well. And Rahulji has a historical right to speak on this law, which we all know. Now, when we bring in politics and the political credentials of the person in question, then it has to be looked at both the sides of politics. So there is no politics in this. Point number 1. And as a political leader, I will not be commenting on this and trivialize the matter and bring politics in between in this matter. This is a matter between the sports people and a federation. Now, by chance, luck by chance, so is the system in India that most of the sports federations have their clout by their leaders.
No, Mr. Agarwal, let's forget the politics. Forget about whether he's an influential man.
So
I'm asking you, why isn't the police doing its job? Is it under pressure?
I'm coming to that.
Just keep to this point.
First of all, I'm coming to that. First of all, in this government, since last 9 years, we've had many questions to and fro to government, but in this government, no agency is under the pressure of any political influence minister.
Sir, then why? Then the police. Then that means the police is letting down these women athletes.
Let's not reach to conclusions.
No, but how can they not have filed? The law makes it incumbent upon you to file an FIR when a written complaint of a cognizable offence of this nature is brought to your notice. This is Nirbhaya's case. Nirbhaya's case led to reforms. This was one of the key reforms.
Today's arguments in the Supreme Court, Honorable SG brought it to the Supreme Court's notice and said that this will, and the Chief Justice was very kind to state on record saying that this will not be a court monitored investigation. And so if Delhi police is registering the FIR, this is a matter of law. The law can question.
It hasn't still. Till last I checked. I'm going to check again. With our.
Why is it that we are talking here at this moment? Why is it that the FIR was not registered in the middle? And why a writ petition had to be filed in the Supreme Court? Why not move the lower courts in 156(3) and get it done and get an adverse order if so is to be? If so, politics, so be it. I mean, this is.
It's not adding up. Tehseen Poonawalla, quick response. Quick response to Mr. Agarwal.
People to bring a bad name.
If you can stop screaming, Mr. Agarwal. The matter is pending since 2016. These are minor girls. The accused is a very powerful 5-time member of parliament of somebody in the union government. These girls have been on protest. These athletes are stars on the road for the last 3 months. They have not allowed anyone to come in. And it is only now that these athletes have come to Kapil Sibal's Insaf Ki Sipahi to ask for justice because their fundamental right to life and liberty, they move Supreme Court because the girl's life is under threat. Please, one thing that's being missed, they've also got police security that is being given. So you imagine the threat. These are Olympic winners on the street. For the last 3 months, no politician was allowed. They are our athletes, our champions and our women. They're asking for justice. And you are coming into technicalities of what is going on and why did they go here
Technicalities. Now, Pratik Som, straight question to you. 1 second, Mr. Agarwal, please.
But 1 second, Rahul. There is no technicality in it. The very same people who've brought pride to the nation, and I'm as proud as you are or anyone else in the panel, including Rahul or anyone else in the country.
Should the FIR be there, yes or
They
no?
are bringing in outrage in the international community by the way that they are taking
so
the
that's
path.
not fair. You can't suddenly say that the
many
nation's
ways
image,
to
this, that.
tackle
No,
this.
1 second. JJP member, 1 second, please. Agarwal ji, Prateek Som is also here with us, please. No, 1 second.
not
Prateek,
right to do that.
let me bring him in. Otherwise, he'll miss his turn. And that's not fair. He's made time. Mr. Som, simple question to you, sir. Should an FIR have been filed at the very first complaint? Simple. And why do you think it's not been filed till now?
See, absolutely, Rahul, there are two angles to it. One is the emotional angle to this whole controversy, and one is the legal angle. I also, being a lawyer, can definitely, second what Mr. Mehra has said. We all know that 6 months back, he was the standing counsel for Delhi Police also, and he knows how Delhi Police works. See, everybody knows it's a cognizable offense. The complaint contains all the allegations of the cognizable offense. Police must have acted on it. But there are also contrary judgments apart from Lalita Kumari, wherein a provision of preliminary inquiry is there. I agree with Mr. Mehra that 4 category of cases is not there, but there has to be a preliminary inquiry on the facts that this controversy was already taken up by the Ministry of Sports. The committee was formed, and they have also given their opinion. Now today, what has transpired in Supreme Court, there was no directions by the Supreme Court to register an FIR. It was a statement by Honorable SG that Delhi Police will register an FIR and investigate. Now the whole matter is that some allegations have come. FIR should be registered. These
FIR should be registered. Even Mr. Som says
Now, just 2 more seconds. These people are not common people. They have brought laurels to India. I belong to a party which has presence in Haryana. They are our Aan, Maan and Shan. And we know their value. We know that if they are speaking something, that should be investigated. But, however, the politics should not be done. We are seeing political leaders like Mr. Hooda who are...
Okay, viewers, look, the fact is that there are some people, JJP is, of course, an ally of the BJP. They are saying that, look, at the end of the day, there is a political undercurrent to this protest. Now, viewers, I can't sit here and decide that. All I can tell you right now is that the law, perhaps in this matter, is falling short because the investigative agency, the police, should have filed an FIR. It's been 5 days since the last complaint. That should have happened. Why it hasn't happened is the big question. Let's hope, after we see the FIR, that there is some verifiable reason to ask more searching questions. I leave it at this, viewers.